Good evening, everyone. We want to welcome you to the Jewel Talk training call tonight. We are going to be discussing the summer sizzle, how to keep you from getting into that summer slump. Nobody wants a summer slump, so I've gathered together a few of my favorite Jewel sisters, and we're going to talk to you guys tonight about how to avoid that summer slump. First of all, I want to welcome all my Jewel sisters on the call. Everybody say hello.
Hey.
Hey.
Hi.
We have a great lineup tonight. We have 5 sapphires, 4 emeralds, and a diamond. A new diamond ambassador, Amy Paul, is going to be on with us tonight, so we are really excited about it. And right now, we are going to turn it right over to Amy Paul, and she is going to kick it off for us.
Aloha, guys. I hope everybody can hear me, right? Yeah, okay, good. Okay, so having that summer slump, I feel honored that Shannon even asked me to be on this call. This is super exciting to me because, guys, we all fall into those slumps and we all fall into those down cycles with, if you're in this business. The past 2 months with Plexus have been trying, right? Can I get an amen? And but we're not going to sit there. We're not going to stay there. We're going to keep moving forward because this is a legacy company. You want to be pushing forward during these times. During these times, it shows you how important it is to follow up with people, how to be on phone calls and talking to people, but you need to be proactive in your business. Don't just sit back and think, you know, okay, all these people are coming to me, all these points are coming to me, because that's not true. You need to be following up with people. Hey, how are you liking your triplex? You know, you have an order set to ship out on the 26th. Let's make sure you're on that, guys. And you keep up with them. Before, we sort of let it just, you know, the system handle itself. But now I want y'all to really focus on being proactive in your own business. Okay, the summer is exciting. People are looking for a new opportunity. They have time on their hands. Some people aren't even working during the summer. So instead of like letting them chill at the beach, let's tell them they have 4 months to push hard with their own business, and then maybe they don't have to go back to work. Maybe they can be stay-at-home moms like most of us on the panel here. So summer is super exciting, and I'm so excited for y'all to hear from all of these amazing tools that are successful in this company because they are going to tell you their tips and their keys to growing your business. Thanks, Shannon.
Thank you so much, Amy. We appreciate it. All right, I want to introduce Rachel Anderson. You know, we are so excited Rachel is going to bring us tonight talking about mindset and belief. And we all know that that is huge when it comes to having a successful Plexus business. So Rachel, go ahead.
Hey everybody, so glad you could jump in. I love that Amy opened us up. She's so fabulous. You could have talked longer, Amy. One thing that I started really having to do when I really decided to push for Emerald was work on my mindset, work on my negative self-talk. I had no idea how terribly I talked to myself. I had no idea how terribly I treated myself every day in my head. And so I was challenged by Lori Welch, she's one of my diamond uplines from California, to begin to do positive affirmations. I thought that was a little crazy, a little juju. I wasn't quite sure what that looked like even, but I'm so glad I trusted her. And so I started researching, I started reading some books. I have a couple great books. Sonia Dudley recommended this one, What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. Amazing, amazing book. I love that. And I just started last week John Maxwell's How Successful People Think. These are both amazing books, pretty cheap, less than $10 on Amazon. But as you begin to really pay attention to what's going on inside of your mind and the words that are coming out of your mouth, because there's a proverb that says, as a man thinketh, so is he. And if you've got all that going on in your head, it's coming out of your mouth. And so I would say things like, oh, I'm so stupid. I can't believe I said that. I would say, I'm so fat. I would say, you know, terrible things to myself that I would never allow someone else to say to me. And when I started realizing that, when stupid would come out of my brain or out of my mouth, I would kind of be startled, like I didn't realize how much I said that word to myself. And so I had to replace that. I had to say, I am smart, I am capable, I am enough. And you know, are we asking you guys to change your personality, change who you are? No. But you have to change your mindset to one of positivity, to one of, you know, courage, and whatever your thing is that you deal with, you can have an affirmation, you can have a mindset change that will propel you forward. And if you want to look at the science of that, Dr. Carolyn Leaf has a book called Switch On Your Brain. And do you realize that our DNA can be changed in our brain in about 6 months' time? Our DNA, literally. Crazy to me. And so if I'm telling myself for 6 months straight positive, kind things, I am brave, I love to meet strangers, I love a challenge, I love to talk to new people. If I'm saying that over and over and over again, in 6 months, I kind of got a new brain going on. And I love that. Now, those words don't come out of my mouth anymore. And if I hear someone else say them about themselves, I'm a little horrified. And you'll probably have a little chat from me, and I will encourage you and build you up and show you what an amazing person you are. And you guys, everyone on this panel that has battled with self-doubt and self-image and fear has had to improve those areas in their life. And I have a really neat story about one of my sideline. Her name is Laura McCurdy. Laura, if you're on, hey doll, I love your story. Laura's been working on this house all winter, and they're renovating this old house in Minnesota. It's beautiful. And she's painting and staining and sanding constantly. And she said, I hate it. I hate to paint. And she was challenged to change her mindset. And so every day she started to say, I love to paint, I love to stain, I love working on this old house. And on day 4, she went to grab a cup of coffee, and she thought to herself, I can't wait to get home and paint my bedroom. And then she stopped, like totally startled that she actually liked painting. It took 4 days, you guys, of an affirmation for her to change her thinking. That's incredible to me. So if you can change what's going on in your head, that's going to translate into your business, into your families, into what your kids say about themselves, into your friendships. It's really important. And if we can get rid of the negative self-talk and the doubting, imagine what that will do for yourself and for your business. It's necessary, it's hard, it's challenging, but it's completely doable. And you can literally change the DNA in your brain. So
that's amazing. That is amazing. Rachel, there was so much that you said in there when people talk about, you know, they start getting a little bit down on themselves when they think, you know, I can't do this, or, you know, I've been doing this for 2 months and I'm not really going anywhere yet. Yeah. And I was just talking to somebody about that today, and I'm like, you have to change your mindset. You are going somewhere. You are going to do something with this. It's all in what you have right here between these 2 ears and what you believe. And so that's so true what you're saying, those daily affirmations. I used to think it was nutso too. I'd roll my eyes. Sonia Dudley would say, oh, do the affirmations. And I go, I'm not kidding. I've been doing that. But I mean, I had to kick myself and say, you know what if that really does work? You know, I mean, it's our whole Plexus thing. What if this could change everything? Yeah, so I just started applying it to everything in my life. What if this really could change everything? So, I mean, it really is such a huge part of being successful in the business, and also just being successful as an individual in life with your family, with your children. And I appreciate so much that you shared that with everyone. I loved it. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Next up, we have our beautiful friend, Hannah Kelly, who is a Sapphire Ambassador. She is going to talk with us a little bit on balance and family. I think we can all relate to this, that taking on a Plexus business and having a family to balance with that can be a bit challenging. So, and I'm sure everyone on this panel can raise their hand and say, yes, it's a bit challenging. But Hannah's going to give us a few tips on how we can manage that. So, go ahead, Hannah.
Hey, I am Hannah Kelly, as she said, and I have 2 little ones. I have a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, and it can be challenging for sure to balance them and my business. And my husband's a fireman, so he's not home a whole lot. And so when he is home, he wants me, he wants me to spend time with him and stuff. So it's really all about scheduling your time out. And I will be totally honest, I am the most, I don't know, not all here, and I'm not a very organized person, so it's taken a lot for me to get organized with this. So I got a planner. I got this planner. It is a start planner. I love it because it has more than just my business. It has everyday life. For me, I forget everything too sometimes. So I'll write everything down there. If I need to follow up with someone, I'll write it down on there. Even time with your non-Plexus friends. A lot of people are always about scheduling time with their team members, which is very, very important. Always need to schedule time with your team members. But I found, like, even after probably the first year or so, I had to make myself schedule time for just my friends and not ever say a word about Plexus, because I felt like sometimes Plexus was coming between my friends that weren't really interested in it, and they're warming up more to Plexus now that I don't push it in their face and stuff. So that's been one of my big things, is just to make sure I have time for my other friends that aren't Plexus, and having play dates and stuff with my kids. Scheduling time with your husband. I know we can get so wrapped up in this business sometimes. He kind of understands now, after it being 3 years. He knows that the last 2 days of the month, don't really expect a date night or something like that. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult at the end of the month. But scheduling that time with your husband, he wants to have time with you without you having your phone in your face. I've even made myself to where when I go lay down in bed at night, because he's not home every night, he works 24-hour shifts, so if I go lay down with him, I put my phone in the bathroom. Like, I don't even have it anywhere near me. I put it down. So I'm not tempted to pick it up, because it will start bothering him if I'm on it too much. And he understands, I have a business to run and everything, but he needs my time too, and so do my kids. They need my time too. I think it kind of slaps you in the face whenever your kid takes your phone from you and, like, wants to hide it or put their hand over the phone, like, will you look at me, and really it's sad, and that's happened. So I have to make myself just put my phone up for a little bit, and spend some quality time with my kids, and plan out my day, get up in the morning before they're up. I'm usually still laying in bed. That's okay, check my emails, check my messages, message people, check Facebook. Then I'll get off, and I'll make them breakfast, get them up, get them dressed. I might check my phone again, message a couple people. I put my phone down, and then I play with my kids a little bit more, and then it's nap time. And then that's when I really get a lot of my stuff done, is during their nap time. My son's 4, and he still takes a nap. I have 2 people tell me all the time, oh, my kids aren't going to take naps anymore. I'm like, oh, my kids have to take naps because I have to get some stuff done while they're taking a nap. So that's my biggest thing, is just put your phone down and spend time with your family, because they need you. They need you more than your team does sometimes, even though your team does need you. They have other people they can reach out with. I usually tell people, I know if it's an emergency, if I hear my phone calling, then I'll answer it if I'm in the middle of doing something. But you can get back to them, later. They're still going to be there. So just plan out your day. That's the biggest thing, is plan out your day. I know some people don't like planning out their day, but you have to if you want to have happy kids and a happy husband.
Right. Absolutely. I think what you were saying earlier about your husband and putting your phone down, I know for me, when it was that wake-up call for me, my husband said, Shannon, I don't even know what you look like without the glow of the phone on your face.
Oh, gosh.
And I was like, okay. So
Yeah.
I realized it was time to make some changes, because I was like this all the time, You're like this, and it's like, oh. But that is so true, Hannah, and I think I just want to input, and I'm sure all the other Jules would agree when we went to Jewel training, that, we were taught to start breaking down into 15 minutes per day. Like take this 15 minutes from 9:15 to 9:30 and focus on that 15 minutes returning phone calls in that 15 minutes. That's all you do is return phone calls. Don't pick your phone up and check messages. Don't get distracted by something on your desk or whatever, but actually commit yourself to that 15 minutes. Be in the moment. Whatever you're doing in that 15 minutes, be there and do it. Don't just be all over the place, So if your 15 minutes is with your kids right then give your kids all 15 minutes or all 30 minutes. Give it to them because they need it as much as your team needs it. I'm telling you, your team will be fine. Your kids and your family, they deserve as much of your time as your team does. So don't ever let your family or your faith fall behind your business because they are the most important thing in your life. So anyways, next we are going to move on to a couple of our ladies, Lee Clopton and Megan Moore. Lee is an Emerald Ambassador and Megan is a Sapphire Ambassador. They are going to be talking about the power of branding. A lot of you probably are like, well, what's the power of branding? So we're going to turn that over, and these ladies are going to tell you exactly what the power of branding is. Go ahead, ladies. Which one's going first?
Okay, am I unmuted?
Yes,
great.
Good.
Okay, I just want to say for a quick second to all of you who are watching this and thinking like that we all just know how to do this. We are nervous too. Like we get nervous when we do things like this. Like I'm sitting here thinking, oh my goodness, I hope I don't mess up. And all that self-talk that she just talked about comes true in moments like this. And it reminds me that, God pushes us out of our comfort zones in situations even like this, even a call like this, where I'm a Sapphire Ambassador and I still get nervous. So I want all of you to know that are watching this thinking, I don't know if I can do this. You can do this. You may still get nervous when you're Sapphire and doing a simple call like this, but it's okay. That self-talk, that is, what she said, what's between here is what makes it. That's what makes you. So, anyway, like I said, or like she said, I'm a Sapphire Ambassador. I was the first Jewel in the state of Indiana, so it was very wide open here. We have about 75,000 people in our town, and I had never heard of Plexus. So to say it was wide open was an understatement. Lee, is that the same situation for you?
Oh, Megan, oh my goodness. We could not be from further place market-wise and geographical-wise. Clearly, I'm Southern, and I'm from a small town in Gunner, Texas, and we have 1,200 people. We don't even have a stoplight or a grocery store, and I live 20 miles from the only Double Diamond, Celeste Gwynn. So, to see someone drinking a pink drink or, wearing Plexus tag, that is not uncommon at all. Sometimes I think I live in Plexus, Texas. So, our market, was not wide open, but, I still every single day, if I talk to someone, it's not uncommon to find someone that says, I'm Plexus, and I'm thinking, really? Are you kidding me? So, I'm still building my business after 2.5 years with Plexus.
Awesome. Something that was super awesome and crazy at the same time when Lee and I talked was we couldn't come from more different markets. We couldn't come from more different situations, obviously. But we both talked about, number one, what we had to do was we had to brand Plexus and brand ourselves to our audience. And we both agreed that the easiest and the best way that we did that was posting consistently on Facebook. I have consistently posted for 18 months now. And, I tell my team all the time, you have to create belief. You have to create influence. And the way you do that is consistency. Consistency creates belief. So they say people have to see things 4 to 5 times for it to even register with them. So I knew in my area that I had to figure out a way to get people to know what I was doing, to show them my belief, show them my belief in the products and the company. So I think that posting consistently on Facebook can be such a huge business builder and such a huge way to create a brand. I think that people, when I talk to my team about consistently posting on Facebook, you can go overboard. Don't feel like you have to puke Plexus at your audience. What your main goal is to keep an audience. So how do you keep an audience? You consistently post things that people actually want to see and people actually want to hear. Lee, would you agree? I know you want to talk a little bit about this part.
Megan, I totally agree. I think consistency is key. And, you know, I promise you, you have people out there, because I know I do, that are waiting for me to quit, waiting for me to fail, because they are sure that Plexus is a fad. They are sure that Plexus is a fly-by-night company. And, you know, I'm telling you right now that I'm here to prove them wrong. So, you know, consistency in posting is so important. But I also think that it's important to post purposeful and meaningful and quality posts. And so, you know, I just told you that I was from a small town, so I have lots of, you know, Plexus ambassadors in my town, and guess what? We have lots of mutual friends. And so I'll get on my news feed and see an amazing post, you know, something that has been thought out, it has been researched, it is good, and the graphic is like this beautiful bag of Slim with a sunset and beach background, you know, it's perfect. And then I scroll through, and guess what? Someone else has the same post with the same perfect graphic, and someone else has the same post and the same perfect graphic. And, you know, I just think, oh my gosh, whoever made that amazing post and took the time to do that and make that graphic, they just became an advertisement because everyone just copy and pasted it. And so, you know, I think our news feed is kind of like, you know, TV shows. So we're watching a TV show and we are engaged. And what happens when a commercial comes on? We either fast forward, you know, the DVR, or we get up and do something else. Well, if that's what your news feed appears to be, then people are just going to scroll right past and get up and do something else. So I think it's so important that you market yourself. You know, people want to see your kids. People want to see you on vacation. They want to see Plexus on your vacation. They want to see how Plexus works in your life. So that amazing post that I was just talking about, instead of just going, oh gosh, I can't copy and paste that, Lee said not to do that, take that same post, reword it, make it into your life. Instead of, you know, just posting beautiful packages of Plexus Slim all over your Facebook, take a picture of you, selfie of you with the pink drink, or a picture of you holding one of the bottles. Talk about how it works in your life. And you also can, you know, even talk about the financial side without bragging or gloating or even ever posting, you know, the financial chart. One of my most engaging posts was a picture of a new mattress set and a new headboard that I had just bought with my Plexus paycheck. And I said something about how comfortable, you're thinking comfortable bed, I'm thinking comfortable freedom is. Because, you know, in that post, I said that in 23 years of marriage that I had never bought a new bed. Even though I knew I needed one, I felt guilty because I felt like that money needed to be spent on boys' school clothes or my boys' vacations or something like that. So I always put what, you know, I thought I needed, you know, off. And so I had so many ambassadors message me and say, you know what, that gave me hope. I had people that had never commented on my stuff before, my Plexus things before, that were truly happy for me and saw the vision. So, you know, just in closing, I feel like it's so important that if you are promoting your health and your wealth, let people see it, you know, as you. You are the TV show, and you are the TV show. Yeah, I read this post. I love this. Oh, I don't know why. Can y'all hear that echo?
It's okay. You're good. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to just read this post, and then I guess I'm going to hear myself say it again. But it says, don't chase people. An example. I'm waiting till after. Work hard, and be yourself. The people who belong in your life will come and
I love that. I love that.
Something else I wanted to talk.
Go ahead.
Is it echoing really bad again?
No, I don't hear it.
Okay. Just to go along with what we I think when she said, take a picture of something that is echoing on my so bad. Is it for you guys?
Yes.
I can't even really hear what I'm saying.
You're echoing pretty bad.
It's so loud.
I don't hear an echo from anyone. That's crazy.
Really?
Uh-huh. I don't hear an echo at all.
Well, just go ahead. It is so loud every time I talk. I can't even hear.
That's crazy. Okay, well, why don't we go on to the next one, and then we'll come back at the end, and maybe it will have cleared itself up. How about that? Okay. Okay, well, let's go ahead, and we will move on to, we're going to speak with Ryan Evans and Melanie Allen. They are both Emerald ambassadors, and they're going to talk to us, I think, is like the most important topics of all the topics, that we could possibly talk about tonight, especially if you are truly wanting to grow your business. This is a topic you need to sit up right now, shut your phone down, shut your computer off, whatever no, don't shut your computer off because we want you to watch us, but put your phone down. But they're going to talk about the power of three. And if you have never heard of the power of three, and you have never been taught the power of three, then I want you to pay attention right now, because this is where it lies in being successful with this business, and that's the power of three. So I'm going to turn it over. Which one of you are going to go first, Ryan or Melanie?
I can.
Ryan?
I can.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm super excited that I get to talk about this because I am echoing. Do y'all hear my echo too? Shannon,
Can I what?
Can you mute yours?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. So the reason I was stoked about getting the Power 3 is because that is what made me work this business. And I'm going to give you a little bit of backstory of me. I personally joined Plexus because the products completely changed my health. But I had to borrow the money to sign up to get wholesale prices. And I had no intention of working the business because fear of what other people would think about me completely held me back. However, this really happened. It was, I think, 2 nights after I signed up. My 8-month-old baby woke up unexpectedly in the middle of the night. He never woke up. He was always a good sleeper. And I went into a panic because the formula can was empty and there was negative $2.90-something in the bank. I had no money to buy my son formula, none, and he was hungry. So I laid in my kitchen floor and I cried and I cried and I cried and I asked for an answer. And I got back in bed and I scrolled on Facebook, and sure enough, the Power of 3 popped up on one of the team pages. And I saw that magic number, y'all, that magic number of if you get 3 and you duplicate that 7 levels deep, I saw that magic number of how much money you could make. And here I go messaging my sponsor. I'm like, I need to know how to make this in a year. And she called me. It was after 2 a.m. and she said, Ryan, that is not in a year. That is 1 month. 1 month. And I was in. My fear was out the window because my why was way bigger than my fear. So what I would highly recommend is that, like Shannon was saying, if you don't know the Power of 3, you need to learn it. It's what our entire business is built on that. And so I really took that to heart personally. I dove in and I decided to learn how to duplicate that. I desperately wanted to duplicate that 7 levels deep because I couldn't possibly imagine a paycheck that big. All I wanted to do was feed my kids. And something I personally have found with the power of 3 is that sitting down one-on-one with someone with a blank sheet of paper and a pencil and just showing them how it works is very, very powerful. It changed the world for me. And I think I know Melanie wanted to say some on that also. So
Melanie, you have to unmute.
Can everybody?
There you go. Now you're good. No. I can't hear you. Unmute.
All right, what about now?
Yep, you're
Okay,
good.
we've had some sound issues, though. You might want to mute yourself, because when you muted yourself before, okay. Hey, everyone. Melanie Allen. So excited to be on here tonight with all these amazing leaders. It's such an honor to be on this call, but Power 3 is where it's at, y'all. I started in March of 2014, no intention to work in the business, but I'm competitive with myself. So when my upline said that I could get a $100 bonus for finding 3 people to sign up, I was like, I'm in. Come on, Mom, let's go, right? So I got my mom, and it was one of my best friends, and then an acquaintance from high school. But y'all, that helped me capture the vision of really, what this business could be. And the thing is, you don't want to just go silver. You want to go silver and beyond every single month. Okay, so you try to get more than 3. Don't feel like you need to stop at 3. Because one thing I found that I limited myself, like if I got 3 in a month, I'd say, oh, good, I met that goal of going 3. But don't forget to teach. It's all about duplication. So then teaching, everyone else to give their 3, and then their 3, and their 3, and that's how it grows. But the wider you can go, the better, right? Because then you have here you have this great organization built. So everyone knows someone that needs Plexus. Remember, more people go to bed at night, more worried about how they're going to pay their bills than the 10 pounds on their hips. So don't forget to share the blessing of what Plexus is. Everyone needs Plexus. So your job is to share and be intentional everywhere you go. Be prepared to have your samples. Be prepared to have your business cards and share the blessing of what Plexus is. But also, I remember back in November when they had that November to Remember contest. I thought, wow, I've never signed 8 ambassadors and 8 customers in a month. That's too many. I can't do that. Well, it goes back to the mindset, right? I remember my amazing Diamond Upline, Melissa Eichenhorst, did this call for us, and she said, I believe in you. You can do this. I drew my line in the sand that month, being in the business even 18 months, and I met that goal, and it was so fulfilling. And so I signed those 8 ambassadors. So I challenge you to not limit yourself at the 3, to go, silver and beyond every single month. That's it for me. Oh, I can't hear you, Shannon.
okay. It says I'm presenting now.
Yay, hi.
Well, I didn't know if you had something more that you wanted to say. Do you have more that you wanted to?
I think we've pretty much covered it all, but just the power of duplication. Duplicating what you're doing and showing your team that you're also going to try and go silver every month, which is something that Melanie kind of keyed in on. It's like we never stop. Just because we've become a jewel, we have not stopped going silver every single month. Yes. I think that kind of can separate jewels from other people. We continue building our business no matter what because we know the power of 3. So if you don't know it, study it and learn the numbers and become really comfortable showing your team and teaching your team the power of 3.
That's awesome. Thanks. Did you have anything else, Melanie, or was that it?
No, I think she nailed it. That was my other thing. Like even this month, 26 months in the business. 26 months in the business. So I'm always trying to go silver at the minimum.
Absolutely. Like I said before, I think it's the absolute most important part of our business, and that is creating that power of 3. You know, when you sign 3, don't forget to train those 3 people to get 3 people to join with them. Everybody has a mother, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, friend, mom, dad, something, you know, the innkeeper at the hotel. I don't care. There's somebody out there that you know that needs Plexus. So find them and create that power of 3 for yourself. Create those opportunities for yourself every month. Go ahead. You have to unmute yourself.
All right, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, the only other thing I was going to say with that, it's so true, y'all. Everyone needs Plexus. So, you know, like I said before, you've got to be intentional and sharing that. But the biggest thing is, too, what I found is trying to get people silver quickly. So, you know, watched a lot of these leaders moving really fast, and I've been more of a slow and steady leader in this business, just never gave up and continued to build. But that, you know, that silver in 7 days, trying to get them silver in that first week. And I've started doing these Zoom prospecting calls. Thank you, Amy Paul, for all your tips on that. But I started doing those, and I have one after this call tonight. And y'all, they have transformed my business in the last just 30 days. So really getting, you know, being intentional to teach that duplication right away, get them on that Zoom call, you know, to help get those people going. And when they get silver, when they get that paycheck, they're a lot less likely to give up as well. So when people are making money, they're less likely to quit. Keeps build that, you know, keep people, you know, moving, and then they'll get their 3 and grow to gold.
Absolutely, absolutely. Which is our goal, to get to silver and then to gold, moving up.
Exactly.
All right, next we want to move on to our sweet, sweet friend, Krista Allen, who is a Sapphire Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. We want to turn it over to her. She is going to be speaking about smart posting and the power of no. This is another big topic, the power of no. People are like, why is there power in no? So here it is. We're going to hear it from Krista. Go ahead, Krista.
Thank you so much, everybody. So Facebook, I'll start out with that first. Facebook is one of my absolute loves. It's a great platform, actually, to present Plexus on. So I use it wholeheartedly, but I do it on many different levels, not just for Plexus. I like to invite people into my life. And for anybody that knows me really well personally, I'm a pretty black and white person. Like, what you see is what you get, and I make no bones about what I post sometimes. So I'm pretty open. And so sometimes I could be really fun and happy and excited about things. Sometimes I'm more educational. One thing I'm never is negative on Facebook. Absolutely never will you find me posting a negative post, because we're all about positivity. We're trying to reach people's lives in a positive manner, and they can get negativity anywhere. So I just don't think that if we're sharing Plexus, that should be part of our life on Facebook. So that's one thing I always encourage people, is just be super, super positive and look for ways that you can encourage people through your platform on Facebook, because it is one of the very best free tools that we have to use. And so the other thing I always encourage people is no politics, which is really hard for me because I'm a very political person. And prior to Plexus, I used to voice my opinion about politics all the time on Facebook. But that's a big no-no now for myself. So, and be fun, happy, engaging, and creative. I always look for different ways to engage the public with my life, because you want to invite them into your life, so that when you do those Plexus posts, they see those and they accept them more because they're already part of your life. And it's kind of like, oh, that's who Krista is too, but she also has these other parts of her life too, her kids, her family, you know, different things that I'm out and about doing. I usually do broadcast my whole life out on there. So in fact, sometimes I have to try and hold back not to put too much out there. But find a subject that is interesting to people too. So say, for example, you're perusing down through the news feed and you see somebody has something that maybe a headache, or they're struggling with something. Find a topic that you can really put out there and relate to them. Don't signal them out, but definitely educate them by how your product can help them. So what does Plexus do for certain things and how it can help them? So I usually do that quite a bit. So appeal to the public. And then another thing I like to do a lot too is support other women in business. I think it's huge that as people in business, we support each other no matter where you are in business. So a lot of times I will support those who support me and give them the advertisement on my newsfeed too, because I do have quite a few following me, and so that just gives them the that extra exposure, and they do the same for me. So it's kind of nice to have those empowerments between women, that you'll support them if they support you type thing, and I think that's a wonderful thing to be doing for people. So the other thing too about no's are great. You want no's, because the more no's you get, the quicker you're going to get to your yeses. So I always tell people, don't be afraid of no's and just get past it. Much like Sarah Robbins always says, when a waitress is pouring coffee and she comes to your table and she says, do you want coffee? And you say, no, thank you. It's not a reflection on the waitress. It's just so you don't feel like having coffee right that moment. So next time she comes around, you might feel like having coffee. So those no's are okay. In fact, use them to just boost your self-esteem that the next one might be a yes. So I absolutely love no's. Sheila Medina one time said that the only difference between her as a diamond and a brand new ambassador is that she has received more no's. And that always has stuck with me, that when somebody says no, I'm always just like, there's going to be a yes right around the corner. So just keep going. Don't let those no's bother you.
I had never heard that quote from Sheila Medina. That's a first for me, is that the only difference is that she's had more no's. I love that. I think that's fantastic. And that's true. We've spent a lot of time getting no's, and that's how we got to the yeses, is because we went through so many no's. I'm sure we can all raise our hands and say, I've had about 1 million no's to get where we are. So yeah, I love that. And I love what you were saying about including your life in what you post on Facebook, because I think that's probably one of the biggest mistakes that a lot of new ambassadors make, is that a lot of it is all copy and paste. They'll copy and paste just exactly what we were talking about, that we'll see 100 people have posted it for the day. So, like you said, it's important to include your lifestyle and what you do, what, your kids, and your husband and your spouse and your hobbies and your activities. That's important for them to hear that and to see that. I know when I took up cycling, road cycling with my husband, road biking, that was a huge thing. People were like, you're doing what? You're on a bike? You're riding 50 miles? You're riding 100 miles? Yeah. And people love that was outside of, they're like, well, don't you just sit at your phone and do Plexus 24/7? No. I go outside, I have hobbies, and the reason I have that hobby is because Plexus afforded me the freedom to be able to go out and do that hobby, because biking isn't cheap and it takes time to get out and do that. So, but that's something I never would have done outside of Plexus, because it has provided me that freedom to do that. So it's amazing and people love that. They are interested in how we were able to do that. And so it just gives me another opportunity to share with people why Plexus and how Plexus changed our lives. So it's amazing. I love that topic too. All right, next we're going to move on to our favorite gal, Erday, and she is going to talk to us about using Facebook and give us some insider tips and info, because she's fabulous like that. So, all right, go ahead.
All right, you can hear me okay, I hope? All right, excellent. I'm Erday Gefrey, and coming to you from the corners of my bedroom. Just like Hannah mentioned, family and time management can be a little tough sometimes. So this is where I'm hiding tonight, and it's working out just fine. First, I want to say thank you, Shannon, for doing this. Here's a little secret, insider information. I haven't started my tips yet, but I want to let you guys know, everyone that is listening, everyone on this call here, you guys, we hooked up and we talked to each other every single day. We're each other's accountability partners. We're each other's cheerleaders. When one of us is down, we're there to cheer them up or cry with them. Shannon was talking about how she likes biking. Most of you know probably that her husband had an accident on the bike recently, so we're all there praying together for his well-being, and he's doing great, luckily. But we are truly sisters in this. We are family. We support each other. We cheer each other on. Why I'm saying this is, here's another thing. None of these ladies are in my upline or downline. So we don't make money off of each other or anything like that. Find yourself some sisters and brothers like that, because it changes everything. It changes everything. So I feel like there isn't a whole lot left for me to talk about. You know, Amy talked about how we have to have the belief in this, and we have an amazing company and amazing opportunity. Hannah talked about how we have to think about our time management and our family, and we don't want our Plexus business to get in the way of our family. We need to focus, and I'm going to touch on that a little bit with my Facebook tips. Mindset, of course. Mindset trumps skill set every single day. Branding yourself. Branding yourself as an influential person, as a positive person. You all know about law of attraction. You have to be an attractive person, and I'm not talking about physical attraction. I'm talking about someone that people want to be around you. They want to hear what you're doing. You want to encourage people. You want to inspire people. They want to hear from you. And when you're talking Facebook again, of course, you never want to come across as advertisement. Remember, we're in the business of sharing. We share, just like we share the nail salon we go to, just like we share the restaurants we go to. We are sharing our products, and don't forget our business. Our business is amazing, especially the power of 3 the ladies talked about. When you understand the power of 3, nothing should stop you. Melanie talked about November to Remember, the 8 and 8. I'm one of those people too. And guess what? Melissa Eichenhorst, her sponsor, that is not in my upline, is someone that also encouraged me to go for that 8 and 8. Coming back to surround yourself with people who lift you up. Remove toxicity, remove negativity from your life, and do not be the negative person in others' lives. Now coming back to my real topic, which is Facebook. So, one of the business is your sponsor most likely is going to tell you, sit down and make a list. Some will say do a list of 20 people. Some will say do a list of 100 people. I always say 100. You need to have 100 people on your list. Sit down, take a couple minutes, and write down 100 people that you know. I promise you, there are 100 people that you know that can use the products or the business. Don't stop there. I want you to make sure that they're your friends on Facebook, if they're on Facebook, and then I want you to use the list feature in Facebook. If you don't know what that is, go Google, how do I create specific friends lists on Facebook? You're going to create a prospects list on Facebook. And then what you're going to do is make sure when you're using that 15 minutes focus time that the ladies were talking about, when you're not dealing with anything else, you have 15 minutes that is for your business. You're going to go and click on your prospects list and comment on every single one of your prospects every single day. We know how Facebook works, right? The more you like, comment on someone's post, the more they'll start seeing your stuff. So you want to do that, not with all the other Plexus ambassadors. You want to do it with your prospects. So if you create that prospect list, that is going to help you. So you're not going to be searching for, is that person my prospect? Does she even take Plexus? I don't know. You know what I mean? So you're going to have that in one place. The same way
create another list for your level 1s, level 2s, your accountability partners. Because yes, you do want to support other Plexus ambassadors, but that doesn't mean you have to support every single day 500 other Plexus friends that you have. But there are the ones that you're responsible to are your level 1s, your accountability partners, and possibly your level 2s. So put them on a list. And the next 15-minute time that you allocate for your Plexus business, then you can go comment on their posts and support your friends. Do not click share. I'm telling you, do not click that button. It's off limits. Do not click share. For one, when I click share on something, unless it's like a news article or something, you know what I mean? When I click share, I just shared somebody else's post. It's not coming from me. If you like a meme or a funny picture or which side the toilet paper roll is going to go, copy the picture and then post it coming from you. If you like a testimony that somebody posted that is compliant, copy the text, copy the picture, and then say, my friend Shannon just said this. Check it out. It's coming from you, your words. You can put a couple of sentences from you. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe Krista is talking about this because you guys, I was the same way. Some things from you. Just like Lee and Megan were talking about, it's got to be personal. Stop, you know, you can still post from people, obviously, but you know, you want it to be personal. You want it to be coming from you. Branding yourself is important, and clicking share button goes with that too. The more you click share, you're avoiding the branding. So like I said, you do want to like and comment some of the other Plexus ambassadors posts, except for one. And this is the biggest insider tip I'm going to give you. Do not ever like or comment on other Plexus ambassadors' business pages. Why? Because other Plexus ambassadors' business pages have the business page on Facebook has the capability for somebody to pay money for Facebook to put it up on more people's feeds. So if you're a Plexus ambassador, you're following another Plexus ambassador's business page, they put something up and you love it. It's awesome. So you click like. Guess what just happened? That click like now is showing up on all your friends' news feeds. And your friends are going to go to that page too, and then click on the sign up button on that page to get their products. And it is not the advertising ambassador's fault, you guys. They can't research every single random customer that comes to them. Wait a minute, do I have a common friend with this person or whatnot? I hope you're understanding what I'm saying. If you like what they're posting, you can, again, copy and paste, copy and paste. Stay away from other Plexus ambassadors' business pages. Overall, yes, June was a crazy month again, wasn't it? We all felt it. We all felt it. These back office issues are not, you know what, they're not in our control. And we're not going to worry about things that are not in our control. But what is in our control is our customers still can put orders. We can still sign up ambassadors. We are not going to sit and wait till the 26th, 27th, 28th of the month. We are going to do our business from day one. And guess what? Tomorrow is July 1st. What is Monday? Maybe something good is coming. Who knows? Think positive. Love you guys.
As always, you knocked it out of the park, of course. I think that overall, I think this has been a fantastic call. I think that every single one of these ladies brings something huge to the table. And just like Erge was saying, we communicate with each other on a daily basis. We lift each other up. When we're having good days, we're cheering each other on. When we're having bad days, we're trying to lift each other up. So it's so important for you to have people that you lock arms with on a daily basis and that you talk with. That encourages you. And, you know, you do have that self-motivation, but sometimes it's nice to have a girlfriend or a guy friend, whoever it may be, that's there with you and walking that walk with you every day, and they know exactly what you're going through, and they can say, hey, time to buckle up those bootstraps and walk a little faster because you're dragging, sister. So, you know, it's great to have a team of people that do this with you, and we want you guys to know that as a team of sisters that we're committed to each other, this is something we want to bring. And we're going to bring another call next month to you as well. It's going to be a whole nother, because it's not just us in this group. We actually have more sisters in this group with us, and they are going to be the ones presenting next month. So the Jewel Talk next month is going to be with a whole new set of ladies, and it's going to be just as fabulous. We're going to be talking about how to get to Leaders Retreat and how to push yourself to get there. So it's going to be fantastic. I want to thank all the ladies for taking the time out of your day to be on this call and investing in our ambassadors. We are truly one Plexus, and I appreciate each and every one of you. And if you are on the call tonight, we encourage you to get out. Find somebody to lock arms with that you can walk this daily walk with every day. If you're not sure about some of the topics that we've spoken about tonight, reach out to your upline and let them know, hey, I heard about this on the call tonight. Can you explain that to me a little bit more in depth? And if they're not available, go to one of your sisters. Find somebody that you can talk to and work that out with. But anyways, thank you, ladies, so much for being on the call tonight. I appreciate you and love you to the moon. We hope everybody has a great evening. Thank you for joining us.